This is wild. An NHL Insider has linked Calgary Flames former 30-goal scorer Blake Coleman to his former team, the New Jersey Devils. While many people think a destination like his home state, Dallas Stars, makes more sense, a deal with the Devils could be extremely beneficial for both sides, and it has people talking, and I've got a lot of confirmed updates as well for this video. Before we get into all that, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. Before I get into all those updates for you, we gotta talk about Pickles going back to New Jersey. And, some people might even forget that he obviously used to play for the Devils before winning, cups over in Tampa and excelling on that amazing third line that they had. But he was with the Devils before. He knew how to score a goal or two and was quite good. And now he's being linked back to that place. And it comes in the form of a David Pagnotta little report here. So from the DFO rundown yesterday, Pagnotta thinks New Jersey is exploring the market to see what they can add. He says that Blake Coleman is on their radar. He said, keep an eye on New Jersey. They are willing to do that, willing to make a big move for Coleman. He says he's curious what they do with former Flame Dougie Hamilton as well. Now, it wouldn't be a swap involving Dougie Hamilton. That is not at all what the Flames are looking for, of course. But to explore this a little further, we have an article, or just honestly, I just have two screenshots from an article by Jackson Weber here, I think from NHL Trade Alert. So he writes, the National Devils, the National Hockey League Devils. No, the New Jersey Devils are off to one of the hottest starts in the NHL, sitting atop the Metro Division and tied for second in the league in points. While it's still early, the Devils have clearly shown they're a force to be reckoned with and legitimate Stanley Cup contenders in the Eastern Conference. And what's interesting is I was trying to think about it. I was like, when was the last time a Metropolitan team was even in the Stanley Cup final? Lately it's obviously just been Florida. Before that, it was just Tampa. Even before that, we saw Boston. Was it Washington in 2018? Last time a Metro team finally made it to the Stanley Cup final. Carolina just can't get over the hump. The Devils, the Rangers in there as well, but the Devils trying to change that, make a push. So because of that, expect general manager Tom Fitzgerald to be aggressive in bolstering his roster around the current core, and according to insider David Pagnotta, they've already kicked tires on bringing back former Devil Blake Coleman. It's been a while since we've talked about the Devils and GM Tom Fitzgerald. We did a lot in the Jacob Markstrom trade rumor saga where he was linked to the Devils a million times before finally being traded there. We were expected to get, Dawson Mercer, Alexander Holtz, whatever else. It's been a while since we've heard that name, but honestly, it's kind of nice to hear that one again. Now, here's the more of an actual quote here from Pagnotta. He said, and we've talked about this before, we've talked about a guy like Blake Coleman, former Devil, now in Calgary, with another year on his contract, being a fantastic complementary piece for a Stanley Cup contender like New Jersey. I think that's the case. I think he's on their radar. I think he's on a few teams' radars, which is interesting as well. So not just the Devils, obviously. We've heard the Stars. We've heard a few other teams as well. So as you mentioned, the 33-year-old Coleman has 2 years remaining on the 6-year, $29.4 million contract he signed to join the Calgary Flames as a UFA in 2021. And while we don't have any, esteemed sources doing any trade proposals or anything, it did have people talking on Twitter from this little report here. So one person said, yes, call Connie ASAP before he goes to Dallas. So this person thinking Coleman to Dallas is a little more likely, but get Conroy on the phone. Another person says that the Devils should go after Ryan O'Reilly and Blake Coleman, would need cap gymnastics, but that's what they would like. Hey, if you want us to take on a little cap and throw in some more picks or prospects or anything, we're down. We got the space for Coleman. Not going to help you there with Ryan O'Reilly. Then one person says Coleman for a first and Palat. Now, Palat, we wouldn't want at all. That's not what we need. That would be the cap casualty the Flames would take on. But a first-round pick for Blake Coleman, I'm down. Honestly, I'm absolutely down. Palat may take up, obviously some cap room, but obviously a roster spot. But hopefully the Flames could work a little something out there. But that's a deal that's very enticing. Anything that says first round pick in it for Blake Coleman, I'm kind of down. But that's the Pickles to New Jersey kind of trade rumors that are going on right now. Now I have a bunch of updates for you, and I wanted to start with kind of a funny one. This one's a bit more of a mockery, I suppose. But it comes from Matchsticks and Gasoline on Twitter. They say, holy cow, sorry for the late breaking news. Sources have leaked how Flames head coach Ryan Huska puts together his forward lines on a daily basis. The top line of XXX, whoever. Second line, same thing. Third line, always Hanzik, Backlund, Coleman. And then the fourth line is Lomberg with XX. It's especially critical when Murray Edwards rejects his request to pay for Chat GPT Plus. Maybe Coach GPT could, work out some different line combinations if he had that chat GPT plus, but I thought that was just a little funny one to start with you. Not a real update, but I like the humor there. I like the humor there. Next update is the playoffs and cup chances, and it's for all teams in the league. This comes from Money Cup. No, it doesn't come from Money Puck. It comes from Data Driven Hockey, actually. So they posted on Instagram recently all 32 teams playoff chances and their cup chances. The Flames, unsurprisingly, have the lowest chance to make the playoffs at just 10%. But kind of in a weird way, they don't have the lowest Stanley Cup probability at 0.4%. There are teams that are lower, like San Jose and Chicago, as you can see in there, which was interesting. But essentially, I can understand why almost everyone in the fan base is now on Team Tank, because the numbers aren't pretty, the team isn't pretty, the play isn't pretty, nothing about this is pretty. Tanking looks pretty. Next thing, some real updates here about the roster and lineup as well. So the Flames have placed Justin Kirkland on waivers. They did that yesterday after I had recorded. As I'm recording now this morning, I don't know if Justin Kirkland has cleared waivers. I would be shocked if he does get picked up, but I'd assume he'll just clear and go to the Wranglers. The Flames have also assigned Miramanov to the AHL Wranglers on Wednesday, so the roster is now at 22 players with Kirkland obviously on waivers as well, which does open up a roster spot. And so last night, interestingly enough, Rory Cairns was not playing for the Wranglers. So with a roster spot open, a good bet he was the one that would be getting recalled ahead of Thursday's game against San Jose. And Pat Steinberg, well, you were kind of onto something, as it has been confirmed that forward Rory Cairns has been recalled from the Wranglers and should be in the lineup tonight. And what's exciting for Cairns is he has been unbelievable for the Wranglers this season. Well, he's always been unbelievable for the Wranglers, but he's over a point per game. I think he's at 14 points in 13 games or something like that in the AHL this year, which is just phenomenal, obviously. Such a good player, getting another shot at the NHL, and not only getting a shot, but a lot of people are hoping he gets some legitimate, top 9 minutes, maybe some power play minutes, because that is what people want to see. And we'll get the chance to potentially see that in tonight's game, as the Flames have yet another game. This time it's against a team that's, hot. They're upcoming. They're playing well. It is the San Jose Sharks. The Flames are hosting the SJ Sharkies at the Dome tonight. This one goes at 7 p.m. And like I said, the Sharks kind of, finally getting back up, showing that, tanking, getting some first overall picks and some high picks works, as they're a really fun and competitive team now. And if we do take a look at the lines, this is what's exciting. So the Flames projected lineup against San Jose tonight: top line, Huberdeau, Frost, Coronato, a second line of Farabee, Kadri, and Cairns. So it really has shifted around, but Cairns on the second line. And yes, people will be excited that he will be given, some real NHL minutes here, not just, fourth line minutes. Hanzik, Backlund, Coleman, unsurprisingly, Lomberg over there on the fourth line. It's still the same exact, formula, I suppose, for making the forward lines. But Lomberg, Zary, Klapka as the fourth line. Ball, Andersson, Kuznetsov, Weegar, Bean, Pahal as your defense, and Wolf, once again, the starting goalie. A lot of people were thinking maybe the Flames will finally give him a break, but no, Wolf going back in, not Cooley quite yet, but very interesting. I'm excited to see Cairns play. I think these lines are very interesting, and maybe they'll, spark a little more offense than we've been getting lately. Or everyone on Team Tank just wants another loss, which of course is fine as well. Each to their own. Now let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up this video, as we love to do here on the channel. Comes from yesterday's video, of course. And once again, it's what everyone's talking about. It's, to tank or not. And Craig here says, tank the year, trade all veterans for draft picks, and start all over. And that is the sentiment of the vast majority of the fan base right now. And it just seems like the year for it. The Flames are almost unintentionally tanking at this point, but they could more so intentionally tank by trading away some of those vets and, letting some of the younger guys maybe develop a little bit. But either way, it probably makes the future a little brighter. But yeah, a lot of people are feeling just like you, Craig. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.